Balance is beauty. When our eyes witness or see the most beautiful form of any kind manifesting in front of their eyes, perfectly balanced, and that radiates beauty. Any art form, dance, rhythm, there is a balance. The landing notes in the perfect place, in the space that is allotted for that sound to come out. That's rhythm. Each note lands in a different place in the space, in perfect balance to each other. Between each landing note is so perfect. So when the sound comes from that, it's beautiful because it's balanced. One only can understand by experiencing. You wobble, low, high, and then there is a constant struggle to find the balance. Your center. Where can you be where you're comfortable in your skin? You're able to pull out tools and methods in order to successfully live as a human being on earth, even if it is experimental. And how one can be with each other. Sometimes the burden of knowledge is heavy. First the slog of searching, finding, and then receiving the gift. Then keeping it, carrying it, sharing it. Everything has to be perfect, in balance. Then you can just feel it. You feel so beautiful. You only want to take in good, so only good comes out. A beautifully balanced body. In its center, the body, mind, and spirit is a perfect being created, chosen to walk on earth, live and love. Nothing else matters. Once you experience love, you know what it is. Then the answer is clear. Choose love, follow love, be love. It is the only experience, the truth, that actually can answer all our prayers, even if they are stupid. It's possible, it's feasible. Space, time, it's all given up to us to figure it out. We are afraid of truth and accepting it and living it because we may not fit in. But it fits our mind, our soul, our heart, then it's fine. One wrong piece in the puzzle doesn't mean the whole puzzle is wrong. Finding its center, being the center. Be balanced, be beautiful, and look beautiful. A simple way of blessing the earth if our prayers of peace on earth is really meant from the heart. Okay, we are on the roll here, talking about balance. Balance is beauty. Keep doing the work to find your center through the wobbles of life's experiences and the wavering of the mind, feelings of emotions, etc. etc. Now we're on the roll here, so let's keep rolling. Happy Independence Day, August 15th, 2024. The work continues. Be free. If you think about it, we all have the freedom to think, to feel, to choose, right? Somewhere within, we want to feel good. We want to choose things that make us feel good. Isn't it? We can choose to be free. Again, today, some experiences happened, moving along with the days, mundane activities needed for the demanding body. And it's important to give that space to the self. I am really grateful and I appreciate this space I have created through circumstances and choices. And then you start to think, what am I doing here? What is the purpose? What am I learning here? You do have choices, to choose to be bitter and angry and complain, find faults, go around correcting. It doesn't work. Many teachers have come and gone, and I'm finally, I think, getting there, realizing that they teach and they went. I don't think they were expecting somebody to listen to it or even learn. They came, did their job of teaching what their mind and consciousness were made of. They left it behind to be used by anyone who comes across beautiful works of great teachers left behind on this earth. Met a lady today, she's more than 80 years old and walks around like a saint, but she's a very simple person. We connect heart to heart. But poor thing, she's old but she's got a strong will and God's grace is upon her. She understands the world well, but carrying in that much energy of anger and all the time, it's hard, because even for people like that who we think have attained enlightenment or they're at some high level, you get to know that anybody you meet, and when you reflect on it, it gives you a very deep sense of wisdom and understanding. No need to compare, but an observation and reflecting upon gives wisdom and teaching and understanding. And one feels very free, again, to choose what's good, what's not. She's a nice lady. She's been through a lot. Uh, in her mind, she has walked the path of God, doing her ritualistic, spiritual chores, whatever. But it's a struggle for her in the daily life and living, walking around with her wheelchair and all the time fighting with the neighbors, or that they're not respecting her space and complaining, and it's war for her every day. But she seems happy, she seems not affected by it. But again, I was thinking that when you feel so close to God, there could be a change, there could be a choice to just walk around with a little more love instead of a harsh. Of course, I mean, it's hard to change people around and they don't listen. It's true, of course it's true, but what difference does it make? You shout, you fight, they don't change, then they come back and do the same thing again. So then it's a cycle, isn't it? It looks like they're changing, it looks like they're listening for some time, and then it relapses and it goes back, because it's an addiction of patterns. The life is full of patterns, and once you train your mind to do something in a ritualistic pattern, and it gets used to it, then mindlessly it's doing the same old thing. They're not consciously thinking that they want to hurt you, they want to obstruct your way. They're not thinking that, they're not that aware at all. So if the goal is to self-aware and live with consciousness, it can be changed. God, does the world need a change? My God. There is that feeling, inside. It's just so suffocating just to experience that, the mental state and the consciousness level. It's very disturbing how low it can go. And because I did it today, I kind of went into that low spot again, and tears were flowing, and I'm like, where are these tears coming from? What for am I feeling so bad about? In relation to people you love, or you think you have a connection or a relationship with. That's why when you have that space, it gets clear. When you live in your space, where you know where everything is and there's no clutter, you're only using what you need, then a lot of things can change. It's a beginning. You have to begin somewhere. Change is good. Change is required. It's necessary. It gets boring after a while, just going on and on and on in the same roundabout patterns and cycles, and it just takes one thought to change it, and not even a second, to practice it, make it come alive in life. It's not that difficult. It's actually simple, but the mind wants it to be complicated and all drama. I'm hoping, I think the world, people who are seeking, will come back into a simple way of living with a lot of space, making every moment that they're living count, using love, kindness. It has to show in the behavior, isn't it? Otherwise, what's the point in just walking around saying you're close to God or you've been with God? What's the point? A lady like that should be respected. They should be loving her, helping. But she has a harsh tone and a very bombastic demeanor. But she doesn't have anything in her heart. She's sweet. God bless her soul. The spirit struggling in the body, making every day count. She's a great attitude though. You cannot hear one word of complaint or whatever. She's got that faith and belief that God is with her and God's watching her, and she's got an amazing spirit to live on, move on. Doesn't cry for petty things, and that's inspiring. It's a choice to make, to find something good in anyone that inspires you. It's very humbling. So be free. Today is Independence Day, and I'm sure many celebrated and ate many toffees and chocolates and celebrated India with the flag. But again, it's the spirit within. Feel that spirit of love for the country within, and change your mind and change your heart and change your life, and be in love. The kind of love that inspires to go higher in our thinking and living, and consciously not hurt anyone, and cultivate good habits, good pleasing demeanor. It can change your life. It doesn't matter how anyone is to that person or how even that person is. You can have a kind of pleasing relationship with everyone. Doesn't matter who it is, what they are, what they're doing in their free time or with their self. I think I learned that lesson today. It's a big lesson to just be free. When I was just singing spontaneously, and it was soothing. Don't cry for the words. I mean, you love the world, but if you want to be peaceful and be at peace, you have to get to a point where we can be free and not cry for the things that hurt you. And I think that's what being Christ-like means. If Christ had to get angry and correct you with harshness, and how is he going to, then how is the forgiveness of sin or whatever that wrong is going to work? It's his love, isn't it? It's his big love. Gives you what you want, lets you do what you want. He makes choices for you. But ultimately, it's his doing. He is very humble that way. He makes you think you're doing it. So many experiences I've had where there is this intense burning passion or energy. I want to do this, I have to do this, is righteous, I have to do it for myself, so I'm going to go do it, I'm going to go find a job, I'm going to get money. But then I go all the way, I get the job, but then I can't commute, or even then I fall sick and it just crashes. So now you're thinking, what just happened? He let you do it, because nothing really happens without his will, because he's within you. He's doing it all. He's everywhere. That godly spirit, that powerful hand that made this earth, is so big in the spirit, if you can visualize it. He's this big, huge form of God, and he's holding this tiny little earth in his hands like a ball. Just visualize that. So how small we are, smaller than a dot, but he's within us. He is us. Imagine how low he has come down to express himself, then how much work do we need to do to come out of all that and expand our self to understand we are all intelligent, we all have the capacity, because that's what that is. See, the fish has that much energy of God in it to do what it's doing. A cat, you can see it in animals. They don't have mouth, they don't have the kind of intelligence we human beings carry. But just imagine, if we are at a higher level of consciousness in the creation, then how much more awesome it can be to experience that tiny little spark, spirit of God within, and move around, walking around with that consciousness and awareness, and with a smile on the face. It can make a big difference. Big difference. It's like a computer. It feels big. If you have a lot of GBs, it feels big and it feels vast. He's doing everything and he's letting you feel like you're doing it just for you to learn. You to do the work, so then you can humble yourself and he won't do the work for you. Of course, if it's gone too far or if you're falling away, of course, he can just pick you up, just with a thought. He can pick you up from that place and put you in another place. And it goes on and on like that. He won't let you do anything it's not good for you, absolutely. So if we have that faith and understanding, then we let the other person also, whoever it is in your relationship or in your family or you yourself when you're alone, you let God do that. You let that spirit rise up from within and let it do what it came to do. You let yourself be in the space. If you understand that, then you're free. You feel very free. You're not like nagging, or you're not on somebody else's toes, or you're not in somebody else's space that actually disturbs them. You understand them. When we have that understanding, there is a chance that the other person also rises up to understand and is grateful and appreciates that. There's not too much crossovers or confused, tangled, energetic clashes or confusion, because you own that space, you're in that space, and it radiates an energy that is very strong in its presence. It's nice to be able to walk with oneself that way. We have a lot more patience and you'll have a lot more understanding. Everything and anything doesn't short circuit your brain, mind, go into reactions and words of abuse. It matters what you put in the space, what you throw out. This lady was also complaining about trash and this and that, and she was saying, she was right. She was saying what goes in your body is what comes out, and we have to be careful what we eat. Again, it comes in under the category of exercising good habits in your own space. When you're in your own space, you know your space in your house. Everybody lives like it's a hotel. No, it's your home. It's like your heart within. You have to respect it. You eat what's good, feed your body what it needs, and for everybody it's different. Everybody has a different body. She was saying all fast food now, and it's all junk inside the body, so the energy is very different what comes out, whether it's in words or actions or behavior, habits. And then sooner those kind of things cling on to you like an addiction, and it takes some force or some experience to shake it off, start all over again. That's what that spirit is. It's always trying to clean up and remove all the debris and show itself, come out. It doesn't like to be bound. It's a free spirit. It's a free spirit. can be submissive but not suppressed, right? If it's really necessary and it's really inspiring you to say something or correct, then say it with no expectation of it to change, or again with that soft power and pure love. Then there is a possibility that can change. Of course it can change. Anybody can change. Anybody can change because it's a free spirit. You can choose. You're not bound. Sometimes we bind ourselves in our own rules. We have all these rules even for others. If they do this, then I'll do this. If they say that, then I'll feel this way, and things like that. It's just chaos. It's just clutter. Nothing like that. Nothing like that is real. It's not real at all. So don't take those things seriously. You keep trying to understand where you are at, doing your work within. That's enough. It's just that much time for this life. Then one gets the strength to, if you're willing, then you get the strength. Of course, doing your spiritual activities, rituals, all that help to just distract your mind and make you feel you're doing something great. But again, how great is that if you're, like, say you're singing, but then you're being mean to a old lady by parking your vehicle there, or you're not aware of how much harm you're causing other person's life, basically not respecting each other's space. It's all, like I said, it's all confused, and it's all like overlapping and not respected. Then what's the use? Bring God into your thinking, into your living, into your feeling, and wherever you go, you're carrying that free spirit everywhere, and it won't harm you, it won't affect you. And I think God will be very pleased to live within you that way, and spreading the spirit of joy, peace, happiness, and make your life worth living. Hello everyone. It's kind of middle of the night, but I learned a great lesson today. So I'm honored and blessed, and feel it my duty to record it as a witness to my experience. Hopefully someday it will be heard and be useful for someone going through similar situation. We were on the roll of balancing, the concept of balance in life. So right along the same path, I'm going to call this finding the center. It is very, very, very important to be tracking the thought patterns in the mind. It takes a long time and a tedious journey of controlling the thoughts, doing activities in the body to still the mind, assuming that we have done that work and come a long ways. This particular talk might not concern a very scattered mind or a very disturbed mind you know, those kind of minds need some uh, work therapy to come to a certain point to be able to digest this one, if that makes any sense. So finding the center means your body, mind, and spirit needs to coordinate and work together, being in tune with the soul's righteous path. Obviously, one can make out that this is a word to inspire a change of mind and bless the heart. So I learned a great lesson today just from within. I'll be very honest, actually. It's not going to ruin anything. Today was a day of a very auspicious moment in my life in 2013 while we were homeless and on the streets, and we would sit together and pray, and sometimes these words would just spontaneously manifest. So I blurted out, let's move on with the process. And my husband said, did you just say we have to get married? We were already married in the presence of the Lord at home, but not legally. We were in California, Napa at that time. I didn't know what it really meant. I just blurted out the words that came in my mind that said, let's move on with the process. And my husband interpreted it as, we have to go and get a legal marriage certificate. So we agreed on that, and it sounded really sweet and nice, and we were being blessed by the Lord. My son was 6 at that time, and we had to put him in school, and there were all these random things happening, and the Lord was ferociously and very sweetly keeping us together amidst very, very disturbing challenges. Many stories are there to share, but this one particular time, it was that we were living in our friend's house. Not that they were very comfortable with it, but we were given a basement down, and we had to live there without letting anyone know, and it was a mess. But anyway, we had a boy and a little cat too at that time. So we go next day, and actually before that we had gone to a shop, and I just looked up at the TV, and it was an ad for a wedding, Christian wedding for a woman. I'm going on a little tangent here, but I'll get back to the finding the center so I'm not lost. I just thought I'll share why it was all happening. So I saw this on the TV, that lady getting married and somebody throwing the flowers, you know how they do it in the Christian wedding, and the next whoever catches it will get married next. It was nice to see that. I took it as a blessing. And then this happened, so we go to the court, but on our way we got lost in Napa. This was in California, Napa, and my husband was losing it, and we were losing patience. We got our little boy with us as our best man, and we left the cat in the house, And we were trying to find this place, this court, this little licensed place where you can get married. So we're trying to follow the Lord's word and going around, and probably for an hour we're looking around. We couldn't find the place. So my husband almost lost it and said, "No, let's go back." He was tripping. And I prayed. I said, "Lord, please don't test us. We're trying to do the right thing here. Help us." And right then I saw an aisle on the opposite side, and I said, "Let's look over there." Fair enough, we had found a place there. We went, applied for the license, and we were going to get married. It's that easy there. We were going to get married in like an hour. Somebody else was before us. Actually, even that story was really cute. So another nested story here was, we saw a couple, an elderly couple. The woman was pushing the wheelchair with a handicapped man, and they had come to the court to get married. It was really sweet. So after they got married, they were coming out of the room, and she saw me. We connected. She almost threw the flowers to me, just like I saw on the TV, but she was not sure because I was an Indian, dark skin. She was not sure how I would take it. It's the funny thing is, after the whole thing happened, I'll get back to the story. The next day, my husband meets them in the shop, some other shop, randomly, and they recognize each other and say, "Hey, you're the guy who was getting married to the Indian lady." And he said, "Yeah, we saw you too, God bless you." And they chatted, and she said, "It was very sweet. I almost threw the flowers to her when I came out of the room, but after the wedding, but I wasn't sure." So then my husband came and told me that she said that was really sweet. Anyway, so we go get married, had a short and sweet ceremony, and we got our marriage license. My son was the best man, and we come back home successful. So it was August 12th, 2013, and later it was helpful, that certificate, for my son's, again another miraculous story of online homeschooling from first grade. So today was that day, and I am actually living separate right now for some practical reasons, and again an ongoing test and challenges. And I was very happy all day, thinking about that beautiful day when the Lord arranged it so beautifully, and I was feeling blessed. I was celebrating with positive thoughts, and lighted a candle and had a little meal. And my husband is living nearby in another house, but he came down with fever and headache and whatnot, and it couldn't happen. And I tried calling, and he wouldn't respond. So there was a little energetic disturbance and clash, and I still didn't take it too harshly. I got a message later, now that we have a phone, and even calling seems like a milestone, and everything happens in messages. And he said he has fever and headache, whatever. So and on top of that, my passport's expiring in a week. So now the worldly challenge comes in. So there was these little things that was happening spiritually, mentally, remembering old memories, and just going through the day. I'm I'm 50, and there's probably many women living alone. It's important to keep the mind going, the activities, keep the house clean. Otherwise, it gets challenging to find the center. So that's what happened today, and as I'm processing it, it's making sense. So I move on with my day. I eat my meal alone, and I go out, even have an ice cream, and I'm thinking I did pretty good. That I just moved on without feeling offended or having any negative thinking, negative emotions. I come back home, and I'm thinking whether to renew my passport or not, what to do. I lived in the US for a long time and then came back to India, did my Indian passport. I had my Indian passport already, which was used to do my husband's OCI because he's an American. So now the stress comes in because, man, it's such a journey to get anything done nowadays. This is August 12th, 2024 I'm talking about. And all the rules are changed, this and that, and my head was just hurting like hell looking at the procedures, this, that, and then we're crunched up with money. So I was really, all that accumulated, and there was some kind of an energy that stirred me up, and I went into a funk. I started to think, I don't have a house in my name. I had one before, we sold it. At that time we needed the money. At this time, this moment, what's going on? It's also important not to let memories of the past rush in. Then your thoughts get confusing to actually track what's happening now. So I'm thinking, I don't have a home, I don't have anything on my name. I started to feel very insecure. I'm lonely. I'm starting all these doubts come in. All the memories of the past wars come in, And I'm thinking, I just don't care what happens. And I have this very, attitude, I guess. Everything is expiring, and there's only one thing left to expire, and that's me. I mean, I'm just talking about very practical experience of day-to-day stress of something needs to happen, not to happen, things like that. So it's piling up and the energy is getting accumulated. I'm trying to sleep, but I can't sleep, and all these thoughts keep coming to me. What I should do, what I should do, what am I going to do, what am I going to do to save myself, and then the ego comes in, and now I'm just completely overwhelmed with this thought. I'm crying, I'm just completely wasted, just devastated. Then I'm thinking, this particular house I'm living in is actually my friend's house, but they're living in the US. They've already given the permission to sell it, whatever. So I don't have the sale deed. So now I'm thinking maybe I should just go to the office and get the sale, just give them some money and get the sale deed on my name. Then at least I'll have a house on my name, and then I'll take it from there and I'll take care of myself. Yeah, you see, it sounds crazy, isn't it? Now I'm just in the crazy loca and I'm just going on and on and on. I keep my purse ready. I'm going tomorrow. I'm just gonna get this done. I don't need anybody to help me. I have helped myself many times. Plenty of times I've done this. I can rise myself up. And I get all ready to go. And and then I come back to bed to sleep, apparently. If there's anything called sleep left in me. And I hear this voice in my heart very, very, very clearly. I say, look, Jyoti, it's all wonderful thought and wonderful idea to secure yourself and help yourself. But it's not righteous. This house is not yours. I can't do anything like that. First of all, the person is not here, he's in the US. He's just given a word to my husband that we can sell it anytime we want. But I said I cannot just go and do something behind my husband's back and, feel secure. I said it's not righteous. And I listened to that voice and I smiled. And I'm like, yeah, right. What was I thinking? And a very, very peaceful, calm energy entered me that time. I think it's the Lord. I think every time He has come to help me that way, to not fall off my center. And I have shamelessly shared it in many stories, because I hope that this work I'm doing is going to be helpful for someone out there. I don't have a personal life. I've given everything away for my family. I have left everything in the US and come here. And I have been a woman of great success and independence. I've come a long way. And then the spiritual journey started. And He's never ever let me go. He's always pulled me up, risen me up. Every situation is different. What you did in one situation might not apply in another situation. It's what's happening now. I was writing down another beautiful wording that my husband wrote called perfect moment. It's a perfect moment because of what's happening in it. So even though I went into some imbalanced state, I came back to the center. And it took some work, isn't it? Took some thinking, feeling, letting out emotions, honest feeling, an honest thought. Whatever it is, you have to be honest about it. Otherwise, the healing won't happen. Everything will pile up in a nested deceptive way of thinking and doing. One has to be honest about their feeling, how they feel and what they want to do about it. Very important. Honesty is very important. And until you don't feel it honestly, just let it cook up, let it just process itself. You will find the truth eventually. So I really feel very good now. Nothing mean or bad is going to happen. I'm going to just keep sitting in the space, then thank my Lord tomorrow and continue my day and see what happens. Overcome my fears, because we have come this far and He has promised that love will make its way, and hopefully this family will be an example for everyone to work on themselves, to be free within, and to let the others also let them have the space and work on themselves. That way, when strong people come together, good people come together, then the connection is stronger in a very honest and truthful way. One cannot be living a life full of lie and deceit and cheating and then come home and live with somebody else, live like nothing's happening. It just doesn't make sense in our program of love or living in harmony and peace. If that's the goal, you're praying for peace in this world, it has to begin from within each one, and then you continue living that way no matter how challenging it is. I'm telling you, even the spiritual place I'm living in, it is so full of lies and deception, and nobody really is real, and everyone has their own story going on. Everywhere there's cheating going on. So the consciousness around is disturbing. You can feel the energies just hit you, attack you. But that's good, isn't it? Because it's testing you at the very highest level of integrity, challenging your honesty, and also training you to upgrade your skills in this work of finding your center. Never make a decision without finding your center. Give it some space, give it some time, and answers will come. And you can always pray to God, look within, and the answers always come. Then when you get the answers, and when you listen to that voice, beautiful voice, it always says the right thing, and in a tone that is so loving, with an understanding of your mind at the deepest level, then you kind of bow down, and you're even graced with the ability to obey. It doesn't matter how big of a rebel you are, you can obey, and you can be in tune with yourself, which is God inside of you, and continue your path of a righteous living, and continue to choose love. Because when you love, you don't get angry, don't get offended, you don't keep finding faults at everyone, even if it's gone past, keeps coming back. Oh, we're here now, let's move on. Let's move on with the process from here on. I bow down to the Mother of the universe. I bow down to the Mother of the universe. I bow down to the Father of the universe. I bow down to the Mother of the universe. I bow down. I bow down. I bow down. I bow down. This song just came to me after an Indian version of a song, and we love singing it. As a human being born, it's important for every child to be grateful for the life given by the mother and father. Good families, close-knitted families, don't think of it much, of good mother and good father working hard, keep food on the table, mother working hard, keep house clean and taking care of the family. But one must be conscious and aware that Without them, you won't be here, and not take it for granted. Be grateful every moment of your life that you're living. Respect and cherish each other's relationship. Bring in the love, sharing, understanding, compromises, and grow beautifully together. Not every child has that kind of benefits. Many children do suffer, and we pray for all of them. Empowered children to bless others, to be empowered. Share the goodness. That is the only way the world is going to become a better place to live in. The connection between human beings is important. When we are just living with ourselves and with an unaware sense of selfishness, being with our own family, we're not really aware what's happening around, or actually we don't care. But it's important to spread that consciousness and keep an open mind to be able to help create a big and wonderful family of God. That's what God actually means, is the goodness within. Share that love with each other as best as possible. What matters most is character, integrity, an integrated personality of the body, mind, and spirit that radiates happiness, joy, strength, support, and an inspiration to live and let live. Be grateful for whatever we have. Be thankful within, whether we mention it outside or not. Be thankful. That is the future of the world, is children growing up to be good people, making it a better place to live. Achievement is one thing. Of course, you can study, get an education, get a good job. It's wonderful. But also look into what can you do for others. Be helpful in any way, small or big, which will create a sense of balance. Balance is important. It's imbalance that causes chaos in anything, in any field. I've been thinking about this as I experienced something in a canteen where I go to eat food, Indian meals. It's a very well established organization, and they keep up their good work in that canteen, giving very reasonable rated meals for everybody. We were all seated and waiting for the next round of meals to come. There are people who volunteer and do service to serve food. And it just happened that it took a while for the next batch of rice to come. So they have an order, they give rice and sambar. It's kind of like a liquid stew, mix and eat with. And then the next round again for a second helping of rice and another liquid version of a stew. It's called rasam. So they were standing there, and one lady in particular became very obnoxiously impatient and started to scream and say very very unkind, rude words, saying, "What's going on? Can we get the rice? If it's not there, just let us know." I mean, it was just absolutely meaningless. Just one kind of a personality that probably has to catch a train or bus and is frustrated, just thinking about herself and being a little selfish even. So there were some other ladies that were trying to calm her down, saying, "It's coming, it has to get ready and come. It's a big canteen and it feeds thousands of people every day, or 4 times a day. So there's a lot of work and it's hard work. There are people in the kitchen working, and then they have to get it out, and there's a lot of coordination." Like I said, it's a very well established system, and anything could be going on. Maybe it got a little late, maybe some cooking problem happened or something like that, or so. And they share it between 2 sections, one for men and one for women. So it's a big process, and if it takes 5 or 10 minutes late, so what? So if a person has awareness, they would patiently wait for it to come, because there are several hundreds of others also sitting and waiting and wanting to eat the food, isn't it? And one person just jumps out and makes it a big scene and makes it all about herself and radiating all this energy of basically what? Imbalance. Now that transfers to other people, and they might or might not grumble about it. I personally took it as a challenge to work on my energy and my feelings, and actually supported the system, the people over there, and they were trying to tell the people who were serving to come and give and break the rules, and then they will be in trouble. So I pitched in the positive side, and then some other ladies also tried to calm her down. You can always, if you're running late or something, go eat outside. You made the choice to come and eat there. You follow the rules and you wait for the rice to come. You eat when it comes peacefully and then go. Isn't it? You have a choice to make as a human being. Do you want to be a human being, or do you want to be a monster all the time? Reacting and finding faults with everybody and everything around? Because sometimes what we think is not true, because we don't have the whole picture. So then you have to rise up to understand. Maybe something's going on. I don't know the details, but let me be patient. This is a chance, this is a space I am in where I can practice a little more patience and kindness. Be thankful that I'm getting fed. See, there was such an energy of disrespect and discontent and It was sad because human beings are made to love, to understand, to help each other. And when this kind of energy comes out, we're worse than animals. At least animals are so much better. I have lived with many animals, birds, and I learned so much from them that it was so inspiring that when an animal can sense our energy and our personality and create a bond in such a way that it's just so beautiful in the family to have a pet. Anybody who has a pet would understand what I'm talking about. Then why are humans having so much difficulty in maintaining a family? We need a family. A family is important. So many children out there are just ruined and destroyed because of families being destroyed. My heart goes out and prays that if we have a family, we cherish it and we don't take it for granted, and we feel very blessed and use that opportunity to love each other and bless each other with all the goodness that we have. Of course, we are not perfect. We'll have other energies that clash, but we work on it. We try to create a balance in the energies within and outside. So if that lady was like that in a public place, I don't know how is she inside her house or with her own people. It's sad. It's crazy and it's really disturbing. But it's possible to just think and give it a little thought and insight and create that balance within the family. Be an example, be an inspiration with each other. And then you're like that with others in the community. And then the whole place is filled with good people. Begins in the family, isn't it? Good things to come. Good things to come. I saw the sign on a t-shirt. It was very inspiring after I saw the word balance. So it all made good sense. I related it and I was very grateful for the lesson for that day and seeing a sign that said good things to come was very inspiring, because we all need it, don't we? Whatever anyone is going through, God bless all the silent souls suffering silently, May they be blessed with strength to rise up, overcome, and forgive. Basically, having a Christ-like energy, because that is the only thing that makes sense to actually be a kind of human being with some kind of a very deep, powerful, loving energy. You could even call it divine. It doesn't really get mad at anyone or anything, doesn't get offended. That's why it works. That kind of energy can work even in a family, and to keep the balance, bring people together and maintain that love. We need love. We need more love. The kind of love that mends, the kind of love that builds instead of break. I hope and pray God listens to our prayers and bring this energy in every home, in every soul, in every being, that they may rise and know and be aware of that goodness and share it with everyone.